Solo Leveling, for better or worse, has taken the anime community by storm ever since it first aired on screens. With the coming and going of Season 2 this year, that hype has only gone up even higher. Hell, it even won Anime of the Year, despite being, as many people call it, nothing but aura and hype. But you know what? There's nothing wrong with that because it's fun as hell to watch. Now, if you're like me and you've just finished Solo Leveling, chances are you're craving more content with that same vibe of a zero to hero main character who can solo everything in his verse. Pun not intended. So today I bring you 5 anime that should bring you that exact satisfaction. If we're talking about a protagonist who goes from zero to hero, I'm not sure you can find any anime that fits that theme more thoroughly than Chainsaw Man. Matter of fact, once you watch it and see Denji's life for yourself, you might argue he starts from below zero. But I'm getting ahead of myself. Let's talk about the anime. Chainsaw Man is a highly acclaimed anime that's animated by none other than the highly praised but also infamous Studio Mappa. So you can be certain that when it comes to the actual animation, fight scenes, and overall quality, Chainsaw Man more than meets the bar. You're here for how it's similar to Solo Leveling though, so let's take a look at that for a second. You've got Denji, who life sucks absolute ass, and then you have a devil puppy that loves him. By the time the first episode ends, the boy's gone from a cripple with mountains of debt to what eventually comes to be known as one of the most dangerous devil hunters ever. Now, I'm not going to spoil it any more than that, but so far in the anime, there hasn't been a single fight Denji hasn't managed to win, and it always shocks most of the people watching. It's not quite Solo Leveling, and Denji's definitely a lot goofier than Jinwoo, but hey, he kicks ass, takes names, and leaves everyone's jaws on the ground. I'd say that's close enough. Speaking of leaving jaws open, our next anime is one set in a world of superpowered cannibals. Tokyo Ghoul. Now, Tokyo Ghoul is a bit of a tricky one. While the animation is phenomenal, the story is riveting, and the overall vibe is gritty as all hell. It's a bit of a slow burn compared to Solo Leveling. The main character, Kaneki, is basically pre-system Jinwoo for the entirety of Season 1. But I wouldn't have this anime on the list if that was all there was to it, would I? Without spoiling too much, Tokyo Ghoul's first season wraps up with an implosion of character development for Kaneki, leading him to becoming the ultimate embodiment of edgelord badassery. Seriously, if you thought Jinwoo did his enemies dirty, you do not want to... Wait, no, you do want to see what Kaneki does, because he becomes a savage in every sense of the word. Now, incredible plot, amazing characters, and mind-blowing action aside, there is one issue with Tokyo Ghoul that many great series have fallen victim to over the years. The manga's just better. I know, it's a really tired debate, but in the case of this particular show, it's unfortunately just true. While Season 1 of Tokyo Ghoul is absolutely phenomenal, most of the show after that, and especially after Season 2, just cuts way too much of the original content and adapts things too poorly for it to be worth the watch. That said though, you should absolutely watch it, at least for the first 2 seasons, which are still pretty good overall, and then, if you're the kind of weeb that's open to reading, switch to the manga after that. And while we're on the topic of adaptations that could have been so much better, we have to talk about God of High School as well. For a quick overview, the story is centered around Jin Mori, a high school student who signs up for a martial arts tournament where the strongest youths from all over Korea are participating. Right from the very beginning, the anime's vibrant colors, incredible fluidity, and fight choreography pull you in. The way this anime portrays the wonders and technical aspects of martial arts is damn near second to none, and it's amazing to watch. But perhaps more importantly, the protagonist of this anime, Jin, comes out of basically nowhere and wipes the floor with every big name that comes in his way, shocking everyone involved with the tournament. And that's before we even get to spoilery stuff about the origins of his power. Believe me, you want to watch this anime. Now let's get the misses I mentioned earlier out of the way as well. Much like Tokyo Ghoul, God of High School's anime adaptation cuts out a lot of stuff, has mid-pacing, and overall just could have been a lot better. Because the source material, namely the manhwa, it's so highly acclaimed and people wanted an anime for it for so long that God of High School could have easily matched the hype of Solo Leveling itself. All that being said though, if you haven't experienced the manhwa beforehand, the anime is still an absolute threat. And the things that God of High School's anime does do right, it does right. After all, this is a MAPPA anime. Okay, I swear I'm not a MAPPA plant, it's just that they make a lot of bangers. Like the next entry on this list, Jujutsu Kaisen. Unless you've been living under a rock for the past few years, you've definitely at least heard of JJK. From thirst trap-worthy male characters to badass women and a power system that somehow manages to cover up the cliche plot holes that a lot of other anime have, this is an amazing watch. And if you're looking for characters with Jinwoo's level of aura, oh boy, the main cast here is full of them. The protagonist, Yuji Itadori, from the very first episode is a beast of a human, and once he gets into his jujutsu stuff, he only gets stronger, pulling off feats that even most experienced characters in the verse haven't managed. Then there's Megumi, Nanami, Toji, Geto, Jogo, Gojo, Mahito, Todo, and so many other characters that you'll either love or hate, but you'll enjoy them on the screen either way. And as a MAPPA-produced anime, the fight choreography and action scenes alone are completely drool-worthy. Finally, for our last entry, we have an anime that isn't MAPPA-produced. It's still phenomenal though, because A1 Pictures is in fact the very studio that's given us SoloLeveling itself. Now, I'm going to get into one particular spoiler right off the bat here because it's not like the anime waits to reveal it anyways. The main character, Rin Okumura, is the son of Satan. Need I say more? Raised by a kind-hearted priest who never treated him like anything but his own son, Rin grows up to have all the power of the devil with all the righteousness of his adoptive father. So there's no doubt about the fact that he's absolutely OP, and his story is one hell of a fun to watch. Now, he's not quite as OP in universe as Jinwoo is in his. After all, he's still trying to fit in as a human until he finds people who care about him enough to not care about his origins. Once that does happen though, he's able to let loose and be the badass he has the potential to be. With 3 seasons out at the time of this video, Blue Exorcist should keep you busy for quite a while. Thanks for watching, don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel and ring that notification bell to be notified for any latest uploads. That said, see you in the next one.